Hello, good morning. Today we have to understand the syllabus of research methodology and project work. The name of the course or subject is there research methodology and project work. This course is introduced from June 2019. Semester in exam, that is SEE, will be conducted for the 60 marks, and continuous internal assessment, that is called CIA, will be for the 40 marks. Total 100 marks exam will be conducted, and credit assigned for this research methodology subject 0.5. It means 5 credits are assigned there. Now, what are the course outcomes? Those outcomes also we have to understand. It means that after studying, what type of knowledge you will understand or you will get, that point is called outcome. And what are the course outcomes are there? First course outcome is there to articulate the students with the basic of research. This is the first course outcome. Second outcome is there to convergence with the research design. It means that you have to understand the research design, the concept of research design also. Third outcome is there to get insight into data collection. It means that how data will be collected and how data collection is done there. It means that you will get insight into the data collection. And the fourth outcome is there to inculcate analysis of the data and report writing basics among the students. It means that how data is analyzed and how reports are also written there. Such type of a basic should be developed there, and this basic you can understand after completion of this syllabus. Okay, these are the course outcomes. Now in this syllabus, first unit is there, that is entitled as Introduction to Research. In this unit, you have to study the meaning, definition, objectives, types of the research and research process also. It means that you have to understand what is the meaning of research, what are the definitions of research, what are the different types of the objectives are there, and those objectives of the research also you have to understand. Then what are the different types of the research? There are different types of the research are there, and those different types of the research also you have to study. And then research process, all these points are included in point number 1.1. Then in 1.2, it includes methods of research. There are different types of the methods, but in your syllabi only 2 methods are there. Those are survey method and case study method. These 2 methods you have to study there. And then third point is there, that is research in commerce and management. All these 3 points are included in Introduction to Research. This is the unit number 1. After studying this unit number 1, what will be the learning outcomes? It means that after completion of this unit, definitely you will understand about the introduction to the research. It means that what is the learning outcome? Understanding about the introduction to the research. This is the learning outcome. Then unit number 2, we have to understand, we have to study, that is research design. Very important unit is there. In this unit also you have to study meaning and definitions of research design. It means that what is the exact meaning of research design, what are the different types of the definitions are also given about the research design. It means meanings and definitions you have to study here. Then second point is included there, that is objectives of research design. It means that why research design is there, what are the different types of the objectives of research design. Those objectives also we have to study here in this point. Then point number 2.3, it means that in this unit number 2, third point is there, steps of research design. What are the different types of the steps, or what are the different steps of the research design? Those steps also you have to study. Then fourth point is also there included in your research design unit, that is characteristics of good research design. What are the characteristics? and what are the characteristics of those good research design. Then fifth point is also there, advantages of preparing research design. Why research design is essential, what type of benefit you can get, it means what are the advantages of preparing the research design. This point is also included in this unit number 2. Then types of research design. What are the types of the research design? There are different types of the research design, but in your syllabus also some research designs also you have to study. For example, exploratory research design and descriptive research design, then diagnostic research design and experimental research design. These 4 types of the research designs are included in your syllabus. Then research problem, this is also included in the syllabus. Research problem, in this point you have to understand how research problem is formulated. It means that formulation of research problem. And the second point is there, hypothesis. In this hypothesis you have to study the concept of the hypothesis, types of the hypothesis and formulation of hypothesis. How hypothesis is formulated. It means that formulation of hypothesis also included in this point. After studying this unit number 2, what will be the learning outcome? Definitely student will get knowledge about the types of research design, formulation of research problems and hypothesis also. This will be the learning outcome of unit number 2. Then third unit is also there, that is data collection. Data collection. In this unit, what is the meaning of data collection? What is the meaning of data? Types of data. It means first point is there, meaning of data, types of data, and it will be included qualitative and quantitative data. This point is also there. Then point number 3.2, that is methods or sources of data collection. What are the different types of the methods or what are the different sources of data collection? That is also included there. It includes primary sources of data. In that primary sources, questionnaires, interview and observation, difference between questionnaire and schedule, types of questionnaire and schedule, types of questionnaire, types of questions which are included in questionnaire, and interviews and types of interviews. All these methods are included in primary sources of data. All these sources are also included in primary sources of the data. Then secondary sources of the data. What are the secondary sources are there? Books, journals, magazines, reports, projects, websites, web pages, etc. It means that in secondary sources of data, we have to understand, we have to take reference of the books, journals, magazines and reports, projects, websites and web pages, etc. These are also included in these secondary sources of the data. After studying this unit, what will be the learning outcome? Definitely student will acquaintance with data collection, types of data and sources of data. It means that after studying this unit, definitely you will understand what is the meaning of data, what are the types of the data, how data collection is done, and what are the types of the types and sources of the data. All these points definitely you will understand. This is the learning outcome. Then unit number 4 is also there, that is entitled as analysis of the data and report writing. Analysis and report writing, these two different aspects are there. In this unit, classification and tabulation, use of computer in research, these points you have to study. It means that what is the meaning of classification and what is the meaning of tabulation and how classification is done and how tabulation is used there, that is also included. Then use of computer in research, how computer is useful for the research purpose, or how computer is used in research process. This included in point number 4.1. Okay, then next point number 4.2 is analysis and interpretation by use of MS Excel. how you can analyze and how you can make interpretation by use of MS Excel. Testing of hypothesis, how you can test the hypothesis. Small samples and large samples you have to study. You have to take the examples of small samples and large samples in the testing of hypothesis also. Then point number 4.3 is also there, report writing. In this point, you have to understand what is the layout of project report, how report writing is done, and at the time of report writing, you have to prepare layout of your project report. Then chapterization. Chapterization means different types of the chapters are there, and in that chapter also different components also included, and those components also you have to understand. Then you have to study in this unit, that is characteristics of good research report. What are the features, what are the characteristics of good research report? Those characteristics also you have to study. It means that these points also included in unit number 4. After completion of this unit, what will you understand? After completion of the unit, learning outcome of this unit will be knowledge about analysis and interpretation of the data. Knowledge about data analysis and interpretation, definitely you will get. Then also knowledge about testing the hypothesis. Testing of hypothesis and report writing, definitely you will understand. And these are the learning outcomes of this unit. Then different types of the reference books also I have given there. With the help of these reference books also you can enrich your knowledge also. Then what are the subject code, what is the exam method, this included in this point. Okay, this is the semester number 3 subject code, already I told you, M19-305, and in case of MCOM IT also the subject code will be MIT-19-3.305. okay, and semester end exam definitely will be conducted of the 60 marks. Continuous internal assessment will be 40 marks, total 100 marks will be there, and credit assigned for this course 5. okay, now nature of the question paper, how question papers will be there. Total marks of this question paper will be 60, and duration for that paper will be 2 hours and 30 minutes. It means that 2.5 hours will be allowed. In that question paper, question number 1, 2 and 3 are compulsory, don't forget at all. Question number 1, 2 and 3 are compulsory. Then attempt any 2 questions from question number 4, 5 and 6. It means that from the question number 4 to 6 you have to attempt only 2 questions. It means that out of 6 questions you have to solve any 5 questions, and each question carries 12 marks. Then what will be the nature of the continuous assessment system? CIA will be conducted for 40 marks, and different types of the activities will be conducted there. For example, activities are there. In that activities, active participation in classroom and academic event carries 5 marks. Try to understand. It means that your participation should be there, active participation in classroom. It means that whatever maybe seminars are there, whatever maybe question answer sessions are there, in that question answer session also your active participation should be there, and it will carry 5 marks. Okay, then project report, project work, practical, lab work, on the job training or seminars also there, and for these all events 20 marks are allotted there. How many marks are there? 20 marks are allotted there. Then assignment, interview or group discussion or study tour or field visit, these are also different events you have to conduct, and for those events also 15 marks are allotted. It means that first 5 marks, second 20 marks, and third 15 marks, all total will be 40 marks for the continuous internal assessment. Now you have to understand what is the criteria of passing. Try to understand first, you should clearly understand that what is the nature of this passing is there, what is the criteria of passing is there. you have to understand separate heads of passing is there. Don't forget. It means that you have to obtain minimum 16 marks out of 40 for internal evaluation. It means you have to obtain minimum 16 marks out of 40. It means that 40% marks you have to earn, you have to get. And then out of 60 also you have to get minimum 24 marks. Try to understand. It means that in theoretical exam or in theory exam you have to get minimum 24 marks out of 60. If less than 24 you will get, at that time you will declare as fail. That's why you have to take precaution about the getting the marks in different heads also. In each head you have to secure minimum marks. It means overall minimum 40% marks out of 100 marks you have to get. And this is the nature, or this is the criteria of the passing. In this way, I have already told you the syllabus, nature of the syllabus, contents of the syllabus, and the exam pattern also, and in details also I discussed here. And whatever maybe points are there, those points you should have to study, you should have to understand in detail. And if any difficulty, if any query will be there, definitely you can contact with me. Thank you very much.